So many movies, no time to watch them all. But Twig wants to see them, so we gave Drayfrjg a call. Now they're bringing on their friends, and together they will view these. So sit back and relax. It's Twig's Missing Movies.
Hello, welcome to Twigs Missing Movies, a show dedicated to watching the movies that Twig inexplicably hasn't seen. I'm your host, Drayfrjg, and here's our cinematically clueless crow, Corvus Twig.
I mean, I kind of can't deny that anymore. Not after last week.
Yeah, I kind of have to give that moniker to myself somewhat today as well.
We're a bunch of cinematically clueless corvids.
It happens. It happens. I wouldn't. I get that moniker temporarily. You get it permanently, though.
Hey, that's not fair.
It is fair. That's just how it is. That's how it is in this cruel, cruel world.
I mean, eventually, by the end of this show, I won't be clueless anymore because I'll have watched all the movies.
That'll be in what, season 56? When we're both in our graves?
Yeah. I mean, we won't be dead yet. We'll just have dug them and we'll be standing in them recording.
Just doing our bits until the end of our days.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Aren't you like an elder raven of Odin and like timeless and you'll never die?
I'll never get you in the grave otherwise.
Well, I'm an American
I'll just
crow.
wait for you to croak.
To croak?
Yeah, croak.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm an American crow and we live between 10 to 15 years and I blew past that a long time ago, so who knows?
I mean, you know, domestication leads to longer lives.
It's true. Are you saying I'm domesticated?
Almost.
I mean, I kind of am. I mean...
Do you hold the door open for people while you're going through doors?
Yeah.
Do you say please and thank you?
Most of the time.
Do you not steal shiny things?
I cannot answer that question on the grounds that it may incriminate me.
Okay. You're at least semi-domesticated.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I understand. You feel
I'm a new species called Corvus domesticus.
Corvus domesticus.
Yeah.
Good lord.
I mean, there's a lot of other animals that when we domesticated them, we kind of made a new species and added domesticus. I mean, it happened for dogs and cats and...
I didn't know that dogs had domesticus in their name.
Oh yeah, Canis domesticus is the scientific name for dogs.
I feel like it has to be a little ancient, right? Before you can throw on the domesticus, right?
Well, basically, it's for animals that we domesticated before taxonomy was a thing.
Aha! So it does have to be ancient.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's one of the first animals we domesticated. What is the first animal that humans domesticated?
It was probably wolves.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something else, but I'm pretty sure it was like wolves.
Yeah, and then they're like, all right, there's a lot of these hoofed animals. We've tried to domesticate a lot of them, but these big fat ones seem to take to it best. Plus, they have tasty milk and meat. So we're...
I mean, I could be wrong too. So part of me believes that like mammoths and stuff like that, like Neanderthals and stuff, definitely hunted mammoths. But also part of me believes that somehow they figured out how to domesticate them, sort of, to get them to live in like pens and stuff.
Possibly.
I mean, like they were clearly not stupid.
Who, the mammoths or the Neanderthals?
No comment.
I mean, they're both pretty smart. I mean, elephants are smarter than humans, so it's just like, don't see why mammoths weren't smarter than Neanderthals.
There's a highly debated, without a lot of scientific evidence, theory that or hypothesis that Neanderthals were actually attacked by humans out of jealousy because the Neanderthals had better technology and the humans were like, that should be ours.
I mean, I believe it.
And if you look at the course of human history, you're like, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of, hey, that should be mine. Let me steal that and say it was me.
Yeah. Way too much of that.
Way too much.
Way too much of that.
I mean, look at all the white people in America trying to claim my pantheon as their religion. I'm not your god.
Yeah. Nobody should ever worship you. That would be a terrible idea.
I mean, I'll take the supplications, but I have to understand that the supplications are probably going to get your house shit on by accident.
Look, I don't want anybody to worship me, but I would like if people started tithing to me.
Yeah. See, I'll take the tithes.
Yeah, just give me your tithes. Just give me 5% of your income, and then we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's unreal, you know? You ask people for some money, you ask them for some seeds, they're like, no, get out of here, you filthy hobo, you filthy beggar. I'm like, well, fuck.
I mean, going back to what we
You're
said
getting
earlier,
cursed.
I don't steal shinies, but I absolutely love them as gifts.
Domesticus.
I wonder if
Imagine not
humans
being
will ever be
free.
domesticated. Perhaps
We have been.
I was thinking by like a more advanced species, like perhaps some
we
sort
have
of like
been.
alien invaders from Mars.
No. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. Kind of topical, though.
Look, I gotta direct the conversation into a segue
I know
about
what
the
you're
movie we're
doing.
Yeah, you know what we're
I'm
doing.
not dumb. I know where the crow's flying. Well, we'll have a blast today then.
We will have a
Harvest.
blast.
Because our guest Usu has picked one of my favorite movies. Debuting in 1996 and directed by titular macabre director Tim Burton, this film had a bit of a storied history before it ever actually saw the big screens. Originally scripted and attempted to be filmed by Alex Cox in 1980, it did not see the light of day again until Jonathan Gems, screenplay artist and fellow director for the movie, presented it in 1994 to WB alongside Tim Burton. WB promptly went, hey, rewrite a bunch of these scenes alongside Scott Alexander and Larry
Kurosawa?
No, that's not it. Karashewski. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry. I don't do well with the CZ names. SC names. Anyway, it had a final budget of $100 million and was finally debuted in December of 1996 after only starting filming in February of the same year. Where was I? Boasting state-of-the-art prosthetics, stop-motion animation, and a long list of big celebrities such as Glenn Close, Jack Nicholson, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker, Natalie Portman, just to name a few. This black comedy sci-fi film is none other than Mars Attacks.
Yes, which you probably figured out well before we put that up there, because what else could it be? Also because you read the description down below, but
Well, we got to do a bit. I gotta give some history about these movies we're watching because I don't know. I think it's neat to have a little bit of factoids. Maybe you're on a date. Maybe you're talking to some cutie, and you're like, "Hey, you want to know this tidbit that I learned from these two very handsome, very tithe-worthy birds?"
Yes, so tithe-worthy.
Very tithe-worthy, actually. But okay, so this is a cult. I wouldn't say cult classic. It's a big classic, and in my head, it always remains in like this B film space. I mean, I need to know like what do you know? Because you had mentioned to me before we started that this is a movie that you've always wanted to see.
Yes.
So what do you know about the movie?
Well, let's see. What do I know about Mars Attacks? I know that it starts on July 2nd and that there's a signal from space, and then a guy is able to decode that and find out it's a countdown. And then on July 3rd, the aliens attack, and they, with their big ships, they blow up some of the big major cities, and then like some jet fighters fight them, and one of them is the only one to survive, and then he ends up at Area 51, and then it turns out that the aliens have been here a while, and then Brent Spiner's at Area 51, and then they learn that they could disable their shields through a computer virus, and so then they have I did it again, didn't I?
Are you thinking of Independence Day?
I did it again, didn't I?
This is Independence Day. I'm pretty sure this is Independence Day.
Okay, that was a bit.
Man, it's starting to sound like Footloose in here.
I know. I'm sorry. After last week, I had to do it again.
Kevin Bacon!
No. Well, the funny thing is that Mars Attacks and Independence Day came out in the same year. And yes, and apparently they delayed the release of Mars Attack by a few months because they didn't want it releasing alongside it because they didn't want the silly movie alongside the serious movie.
That's so insane to me to think that they started filming in February. We're done by like June. And to think they were going to do a few months before that. So that would have given editing like maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And even
really
less
fast.
time to get the film out to like theaters and like promotion. Like that's an insane timeline from start to finish.
But
Like even for like big production films, that's an insane timeline.
But yes, what do I know about Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I know that it's an alien invasion film, and I know that it's kind of a black comedy, but in terms of the plot, I've definitely seen the trailer and the advertisements for it, but it's been a long time. Something tells me like Jack Nicholson is somebody in a position of authority.
He does do those roles pretty well.
Yeah. But God, I mean, I know that we can see the picture there. So it's like, I know what the aliens look like. They look like that on the picture. And I know that they
have a pretty sick brain.
And I know that they kind of have like a like a little cackly laugh type thing.
The stereotypical evil laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that it's basically a parody of like the 1940s and 50s sci-fi alien invasion films. So stuff like Plan 9 from Outer Space and The Day the Earth Stood Still, stuff like it's like a parody of those old classic invasion movies.
Exactly. All right. So like that begs the question then, why haven't you seen this film?
This of all the ones, this is probably the best question because I don't know. Like I wanted to see this movie when it first came out. Mm-hmm. And it just never happened. I guess I was still a pretty little bird at that time, and nobody would take me to it. And then just like, I don't know, just like throughout the course of the years, I just never did. And it's just, I don't know why. I can't believe I haven't seen it. It's like, it's been a movie that I've wanted to see for like pretty much since it came out. And I don't know why it never happened. And this is actually one that I'm probably, I don't know, of all the movies we've done so far, I'd say this is probably the one I'm most excited to see.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, that's I say there's a lot. It boggles my mind how you haven't seen this movie, especially for somebody who has it on their like desire meter for like super high.
I know,
like,
right?
You've had ample opportunity. It's been almost 20 years, bud.
There's no
Your
excuse.
Excuses are running thin.
There's no excuse. I have no excuse. But look, that's why we do the show. To rectify these injustices of my not watching things career.
I just and like I don't know how much of a Tim Burton fan you are. Like how like if you like any of his other movies like Beetlejuice.
Love Beetlejuice.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, you've seen that movie so many times. Yeah, I mean, I'm generally a Tim Burton fan.
You just hate him, obviously.
No,
because you haven't seen this one.
I think the two of his that I haven't seen that are like his biggest movies would be this and Frankenweenie.
Okay, Frankenweenie is actually a cute movie, and you should if it's not on your list, you should add that.
No, it's on the list. If I haven't seen it, it's on the list.
I don't sit here with a memory of 500 plus movies in my head. Okay,
it's 1,000 plus.
I don't have that brain capacity. All right, my brain filled with like dumb shit, like where am I gonna get my next seed, where my next shiny thing gonna be at, real concerns.
Look, I gave you a bucket of popcorn right there. You feel free to eat it.
I'm trying, but it's fake.
It's true. This popcorn's actually been sprayed down with like a polyurethane sealant spray to make it from going bad.
It's just extra crunchy. It's just extra crunchy, chat.
It's extra
crunchy.
It's not.
So, we know that you have some pretty lame excuses for not seeing it. You're very excited to see it. You have some knowledge of the movie itself. But I have to ask, what do you think will happen in this film?
Well, that's a very good question. Let's bring up the Word document. All right.
Yay, Word document!
Well, the first thing that we were wondering is, like, who plays what roles? So I don't know this for sure, but I'm going to make the guess that Jack Nicholson is the president. That's going to be my guess. I'm going to guess old Jackie there is the president. Two, I'm going to make a bold prediction on this. the aliens are initially non-hostile. Which leads to my third point. Stupid humans attack the Martians, leading to them retaliating. That's what I think is going to happen. Even though the movie is called Mars Attacks, I think stupid humans are going to be the cause of the whole conflict, because that would be funny.
That's a very out there. That's a very out there prediction.
Look, sometimes you got to take big swings. You know,
you got to take big swings. Give us some more. We don't have to.
I'm going to say that many major cities and landmarks are destroyed.
Okay.
And that my Word document will shift to the side again and do stupid things when I type too much. Is it? Yeah, it's good. That's good. Let's see here. Next. I'm going to say that Jack Nicholson, as the president, is killed during peace talks. Like he'll like try and talk to them about it, and they'll just be like, "We're gonna blow your head up," because I think that would be fun. And my big last prediction in the end is that the Martians win and conquer Earth.
Have you seen Little Shop of Horrors?
I have. I mean, that's one of my favorites of all time. I love Little Shop of Horrors.
Are you going for a Little Shop of Horrors ending on this?
The original ending, yes.
Yeah, the original ending that gave me... There's a lot of movies that gave me existential crisis, but the idea that a plant invasion of what were essentially giant Mario plants to me the first time I watched it was really freaky. And I had like a distinct fear of the piranha plants for a while because of it.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Well, I think these are some really good predictions, Twig.
I mean, I think so too. I mean,
there's six of them.
I think okay. See, here's the thing: is like even if like number 2 and 3 are wrong, that still allows for 4, 5, and 6 to be correct.
You have a good number here to guess right on.
Yeah,
and I can't tell you which ones you are right on.
Look, what I'm curious about is what's the deal with the lady's head on a dog.
Listen, man, we all have our fetishes.
I don't even know what the prediction is for that. My biggest prediction, this movie's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be weird.
My other prediction, it's gonna be weird in all the ways that I'm gonna love.
Mm-hmm. I think that might be true.
But I guess all that's left now is to watch the movie. Yeah. So,
all right, everybody. We'll see you in a short little bit.
And when we have, we'll be back with Usukie, and we'll have watched the movie. See you soon!
Bye-bye!
Hello! Welcome. Wow, that was quite the screenshot to come up.
No birds!
That is quite the screenshot to come up as the first one.
Oh my god.
No birds allowed.
That's hateful. That's hateful.
That was so hateful.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was the fastest watch in the world, huh?
Oh, so fast. We got through that 2.5 hours in like... Wait, that was like an hour 40 minutes. I don't know. Well, thanks for the follow, Sith Knight 20. Appreciate you stopping in.
It's a Sith.
Well, yes. Oh my gosh. Mars Attacks. What a crazy ride that movie was. Just like non-stop, just wacky, over the top sound effects playing over and over. Hey, man, y'all were just really waiting for us to get past that pre-record segment so you could start the redeems, didn't you? Yeah, I mean, just every minute. Ow! Every scene of this movie was just complete chaos. Hey, okay, this is starting to get ridiculous.
You know what's funny too is that they kind of look like they're floating, like they're in space.
Yeah, kind of like we're in space right now.
Yeah, that's definitely where we are. Definitely
we're,
space.
we're in
Yep.
space.
There's definitely
Totally
good.
space.
There's definitely good gravity in here, and we're definitely not floating around.
Oh.
Not
Dung.
at all.
Oh, I bumped out myself. Dung. 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 Oh, dung. Okay. Okay. It's enough of that.
Give me back.
Well, we're in space helmets because we're in space. That's right, space.
Space. I like space.
Ah, space. I like space.
It's fucking so dumb.
Where
This
is
movie
it?
is just so dumb from start to fucking finish.
But like dumb in like all the best ways.
Dumb in the good way.
Dumb positive, not dumb derogatory.
Yeah, well, like
This isn't major pain.
I mean,
sure.
this
but
movie may have even surpassed Rocky Horror as the campiest movie that we watched.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's Tim Burton. Like Tim Burton's kind of known for camp, you know.
Yeah,
At least in my humble opinion, he's known for camp.
absolutely. Oh, so Usu, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you picked this movie and what this movie means to you?
Yeah.
So first off, Ack 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 That's what it means to me. No, it's got a star-studded cast. It has funny B-rated movies, which I love because one of the first very B-rated movies I've ever watched was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And I love B-rated movies. I am frozen. I love B-rated movies.
I'm right there with you. I love goofy B-rated movies.
Yes.
They're camp. They're popcorn.
Yeah.
And
this one has so many memorable moments that as soon as you say Mars attacks, the first thing that goes through your mind is Ack Ack.
Ack, ack.
And then the next thing that goes through your mind is it's not unusual to be in love with anyone.
I think for me though, whenever I hear Mars attacks, I immediately think of like them just being grungly little horny bastards. Like the first scene we see with the emperor, the leader of the Mars, is them with the Playboy, and that just sticks in my head anytime I think about it. It's like, man, they really made like gooners back in the 90s, huh?
Yeah, but him looking at the Playboy, opening up the centerfold, and we get a nice, good shot of the fully clothed woman.
Mhm.
Hey, thanks for the resub, DieFed. Appreciate you being here, friends. Thank you so much. 13 months. Wow. 13, so long.
It's wild to think about that timeline. But, man, I mean, Star Studded doesn't even cover it. I feel like it's like,
oh my gosh,
Star Bedazzled.
There's so
like,
many.
There's
Yeah.
So many big names.
so many big names, and then in so many different roles that you wouldn't expect them to be in.
Well,
Yeah.
but
to
then-
like Pierce Brosnan being a fucking scientist, just like Pierce Brosnan. That's the name, right? Yeah, that's the
yeah,
name.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, fucking playing a scientist.
Pierce Brosnan.
Brosnan.
Martin
Yeah.
Shore.
But then, yeah,
Martin
I mean,
Short
Martin
playing a
Short, Martin
fucking
Short.
womanizing-
Michael J. Fox, who was
Womanizing
barely in
asshole.
it before he got vaporized.
Jack Black.
Jack Black, but
Jack
this was like
Black.
Black
Oh
Jack.
my God.
This was Black
This is
Jack
like Blackjack.
Blackjack? Well, there was plenty of Blackjack too, because it was in Vegas. There was
It was.
Blackjack and Jack Black, but like this was Jack Black before, like this was even before Tenacious D was a thing.
Yeah, he was baby.
I mean, he's so
It's
small.
small. Yeah. It rewatching it not 5 minutes ago, it took me a minute to go, oh yeah, that's Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
That's him as him young.
Because of the hair. The hair is weird.
Yeah, the hair doesn't. I don't like Jack Black with short hair. Jack Black
Yeah.
with
No.
short hair doesn't
And-
make sense.
Now he looks like a friggin' Yeti, but
Now he just looks
An old
like a
man
stoner Yeti, and it's the evolution of Jack Black over the ages has aged him well.
I mean, School of
In his
Rock
own
Jack
little-
Black is my favorite Jack Black. You know.
I think
Mm.
I'd have to agree. I think that was like because I think that was like my first time I'd ever watched Jack Black in a movie was School of Rock.
I think for me it was when they had Saving Silverman on Comedy Central like 3 times a day for a while there.
Huh?
He was in Saving Silverman. Or wait, wasn't he?
I don't remember.
I know that they're
Maybe I'm thinking of a different
friends.
movie.
Well, we're getting off topic here.
We
We're
are
talking
getting
about
off
Mars
topic.
Attack, not
We're
Jack
talking about
Black.
movies. We're still talking about movies. Sound good, but yeah.
We're talking about anybody who was in the movie.
This
So
is
what-
kind
okay,
of funny because, like, you look at this movie and, like, the screenshot right now is a good example. The CGI is terrible. But the
Well,
CGI
in the
being
90s.
terrible makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
The lighting, though, the lighting is beautiful in this movie.
oh, it's like, so
because it's all red and green.
based on the technology that we see, this movie definitely takes place in the 90s, but it has such a early 60s aesthetic. It's just so wonderful.
My favorite. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
slow down
whoa,
there,
whoa.
buddy. Slow down there.
My favorite thing is that there's supposedly a time frame that this movie happens in, but they show technologies from across like the 60s, the 90s, and there's no way you can place when it actually takes place.
The TVs are from like the 50s, and then you've got like clothing from the 80s, but then you've got
you got a turntable
other
from like
technology from like the 90s.
You got turntables from the 40s using headphones from the 80s, and it's just
like
all over the board.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at that
It's all over
clock,
the place.
that table clock. That is such a 60s table clock back there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Of course, it is in an old lady's room, so, you know. But, like, that TV there, that looks like a TV made in the 80s.
Yeah, I would say that one's more 80s, but the president used one from the like 50s.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, there's a thing. On this screenshot right here, it's really hard to see, but the bottom right, behind Australia, there is a New Zealand. This is not a map without New Zealand, but it doesn't have a light behind it, so it's harder to see. But it's there. I looked. It's there.
Is this a thing that happens to New Zealand a whole bunch?
Oh yeah, there's like
Yes.
a whole like Twitter account that just like maps without New Zealand.
They like don't exist.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
This movie has it's such
got
a
Danny DeVito.
it's such
I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, who
like-
can say no to Danny DeVito?
Well,
like,
I mean, like, who gets the most screen time? Like, maybe Sarah
No
Jessica
one.
Parker? like,
I feel like Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson's
Nicholson
probably got
gets
the
most
most.
screen time.
Yeah,
but
but
Sarah
he's
Jessica
also
Parker's
playing
in
like
quite a lot.
He's playing two characters.
Yeah, him being two
That's
characters definitely does it. This guy was in it a lot.
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Mhm.
Yeah. He was.
And we all
was
thought
great.
he died, and then he came back to life. I mean,
Oh, you can't keep that guy down. That guy's a
can't
badass.
stay down.
Just like
But I mean, I loved how they took the aliens out.
Was
That's what I really like.
you know, of all the ways that the alien, like, okay, so you know, we're not really in the predictions now, but you know, obviously the one of the aliens winning was wrong, but like, if I had to predict how I thought the aliens were going to be defeated, them not liking yodeling and exploding if they hear it was not anywhere on my list.
the Germans reigned supreme there, and the you know their Alps, the Swiss, the Alps, all the yodeling saved them heirs.
Yeah.
I
I did not expect to see Sarah Jessica Parker and Pierce Brosnan's decapitated heads kissing each other. Definitely didn't expect that. Didn't expect Tom Jones to be in it. And then when Tom Jones did show up, I thought he was going to die. But no, he escaped. He was a hero.
I
Good
love
job, Tom
mariachi
Jones.
band.
Did not expect
Having-
a mariachi band to... Okay, but why would they have the president's daughter be the one giving out the medals of honor?
Because she's the only one that survived.
What
out
about the
of
vice president? Did we ever see a vice president?
The vice
No.
president was what's his face? That the one that liked the women's.
Wait.
No, he was
Martin
the press
Short?
secretary.
No, that was a press secretary, yeah.
He was the press
no,
secretary.
I thought he was.
You know, he's the
I
press
thought he was
secretary.
Vice president.
No, he always introduces himself as the press
Yeah, he
secretary.
was
of the
definitely
White
press
House.
secretary.
Yeah.
You ever
Trust
see
me.
my favorite actor in the movie?
I'm like, I rewatched
A
it.
good bird,
Still,
but
I'm like,
hey,
wait, what?
no birds. Sorry, gotta
no
change.
birds. No birds.
Gotta change
No
the screen.
birds.
No bird.
Martians.
I love the gentle call to like War of the Worlds. The
Oh, yeah.
bird. If you pay attention, there's lots of little references to other sci-fi alien attack movies and junk like that, and it's I don't know. It's a really beautiful movie in its own quirky little
It
goofed up
almost
way.
feels like a precursor. Like it almost feels to old sci-fi movies, like what Scary Movie was to horror movies and stuff like that.
Oh, like a huge parody of it.
It's almost like a genre parody film, but it doesn't do as much direct referencing. More like, they're more satirizing the genre's tropes than any specific individual thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, it makes me wish that more movies were doing goofy stuff like this. Like,
We need
Oh,
more
I know, right?
We need more camp. We
purposeful
need more
B-rated
camp.
movies.
I know, right? Well, I mean, Barbie was pretty campy.
No, but I still think it had
not
it
quite
had too
the
much.
same, yeah.
It had too much of a serious underplot going on and undertone that it wasn't like. I don't know. I would not categorize it as a campy. Like, it had camp to it, but it's not a campy movie. It's not a B film movie. You know, it's not goofy in the way that I'm talking about here. In the same way that Mars Attack is. You know, where it's just someone got a bunch of money, decided to have a whole bunch of fun, making really shitty, CGI effects, having big name actors come on and go, "Hey, you want to die in a horrific manner?" And then going, "Yeah, let's do it."
Honestly, I think the genre that would be a nice end cap to the last 20 years and a movie style that could absolutely do what Mars Attacks does and just be a total parody is a superhero movie. A superhero movie that's just completely campy and stupid and just completely shits.
Yes.
Well, which movie are you thinking
it's
of?
It's called the superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It
okay.
exists.
It's literally it's like a superhero version of the Scary Movie.
Oh, okay. When did that come out?
2000 something. It was after Iron Man and I think Hulk came out.
Okay, so probably wasn't very good.
That and Dead
Oh, God.
kind of makes fun of itself. So.
I mean,
Yeah.
all those blank movies that were genre movies, like the first couple Scary Movies were fine, but the rest of them were just dire.
We need to make a sci-fi movie.
I mean, this is a sci-fi movie, but
No. Like a scary movie or like a superhero movie.
I
Make it-
mean,
that's basically
Sci-fi
the
movie.
Orville.
so
Hey! You shut the fuck up. The Orville is a great little show that bridges the gap between comedy and drama.
I mean,
in a
it is
sci-fi series. It does better as a Star Trek offshoot than some of the modern Star Trek series do.
Oh yeah. I mean, some of the new Star Trek shows are.
Everyone's like, ha, goofy fucking, what's his name? Show, Seth MacFarlane show, sci-fi. It's gonna be all parody. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a plot line. I don't know if everyone's caught up on it, but it's been out for 5 years now. Catch up. You're dating a fucking genocidal robot. What happens now?
Yeah.
It's a great show, and it doesn't deserve the disrespect. Sorry.
The Orville is good because it's written by people who understand Star Trek. And I'd say the only modern Star Trek show that seems to have been written by people that understand Star Trek is Lower Decks.
Yeah, and Lower Decks is kind of in the same vein as the Orville, where it has goofiness to it.
Yeah.
By proxy of the fact that it is, an animated show, and it's got to have a little bit of goofy because for whatever reason we can't have serious animated American cartoons ever. Always got to have some goof.
But I love Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome.
Yeah, they're good, but they're good characters. It's a good show. If you haven't watched Lower Decks, go watch Lower Decks.
Also, check out Tawny Newsome's other stuff. That woman is amazing.
Star Trek Project was okay when self-contained.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is that so many series want to do like what Star Wars is trying to do, where they're like, let's have all these offshoots and then let's have them cross over with each other.
We need a Mars Attacks shared universe.
Stop.
Okay, well,
Stop.
watching the movie, I totally predicted this scene. When I saw that guy going up and he was going to be doing the first peace conference, I'm like, oh, so this is going to be the first guy to die. And I was right. Unless you count this bird.
The bird was the first person to die.
Poor bird.
Oh, poor bird.
Poor bird. Yeah, there we go there. God, I love the effects of when people got hit by the guns with them just
Yeah, they just
vaporizing
turned
into skeletons. Yeah. and then they get different colored skeletons depending on which color beam they were shot with.
Yep.
I mean, it's just little touches like that. This movie's got so many little touches here and there of just goofiness and silliness. And the Martians shot first. Yes, the Martians did shoot first. But for all we know, they were there to initiate peace, and their translator device was so bad that we inadvertently insulted them.
No.
Yeah,
No.
probably not.
What?
Not probably.
No.
They were
Once
definitely.
they were on, once the scene where we saw them in their ships for the first time, and they had that little thing that looked like a, it's like a what is it? Strip of condoms.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically. So
When they were
condoms was
reading
old
that,
poking them.
They literally looked at it and giggled like, ha ha ha, peace. What the hell are you talking about? We don't. We weren't here for peace.
But also, not to mention the cold open where they set an entire herd of cows on fire.
Yes.
Poor cows. I like how they clearly just had a bunch of cows running through the street and just added the flames digitally later, and the cows were clearly not in any distress whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to train cows to be distressed.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
have to
it
prod
means
them
that
in.
no cows were actually harmed in the making of the film, which is good. Except for maybe any,
I don't think
The ones that
any
craft services.
actual animals were harmed in the making of the film.
they didn't actually cut the head off of a chihuahua.
or put it on to Sarah
No.
Parker's body.
No, never. They didn't burn a bird either. No.
Yeah. But God, I love the design of the aliens, the big brain heads and they're like skulls, but with brains on them and
Yeah.
giant bug
And
eyes.
then weird ears that like are in 8 pieces that kind of jiggle on the side of their face.
So weird.
You didn't notice that, did you?
Not really.
But they got like weird little finagle dangles on their cheeky weekies.
Ain't that
Yeah,
like
they're
gills?
like
Could
little
be like
dangly
gills.
thingies.
Little dangly danglies.
No, they
like
seem to
gills.
indicate emotion and a bunch of other stuff. It's a weird little thing to add on, but I can't get over the scene where they're huffing the nuclear explosion.
I know, right?
It just turns into helium.
Yeah, pretty much. For
I'm surrounded by birds.
You are
And there's
surrounded
a
by
sign
birds.
above me that says no
Yep.
birds.
No birds.
In the words of Crystal Egg, disrespect your surroundings.
Disrespect your surroundings. Beep, 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 beep.
I don't know what we're doing.
We're disrespecting our surroundings. Quickly shit
Yeah.
on the carpet.
Well, here he was disrespecting the surroundings, and his surroundings were Congress.
Mm.
Sometimes
My
we wish
God.
that would actually happen.
I can't be here for this conversation. Goodbye! We do not condone these actions or words here
Yes.
at Twigs Missing Movies.
Yes, we definitely do not condone aliens coming down and vaporizing Congress with
No.
ray beams.
No.
Under pretenses of peace.
We come in peace. We come in peace.
You know, I've never known a peace, so...
You know, this secondary Jack Nicholson character, I feel like that character never really... He was fun, but he never really... His payoff was just like, oh, so they just destroyed the building that he was in, and that was it.
It's great how they set up all these characters, and you're like, wow, I wonder what they're going to do with them, and it's just futility. A lesson in
Yeah.
futility with all of them.
All of them.
It's
Yeah,
like... If they spend most of the budget just to kill famous actors, I'm sure. Like, that's Tim Burton's like, I want to get a bunch of big famous actors and kill them all.
Well, yeah, because the only ones that survived were
The kid, the old lady,
not-
Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Pam Grier,
yeah.
and her kids.
But Natalie Portman wasn't even like huge.
She
when this
was
movie came out. She was
hardly a
child.
character. Yeah.
She
She's
was
just...
a child then. She didn't have like her big moments like in V for Vendetta now.
Yeah,
I
definitely one of her-
appreciate that you think that that I was like Keira Knightley. Natalie Portman's breakout
Natalie
role
Portman.
was V for Vendetta.
No, I know. It's the one that I always think of.
I mean, wasn't her first major movie The Professional? Pretty sure.
I want to say you're right, but I think you are. I think you're right because in my head it's it's Star Wars. That's the breakout
Wait,
role.
her next role after Mars Attacks was Star Wars?
No.
Oh yeah, she was young in the professional Hasio.
She was.
Yeah, she plays
Oh
Queen
yeah,
Amidala.
she was. Queen Amidala. Yeah. In the first 3
Queen-
episodes that I don't.
just
No, they're good. They're good
No, they're not.
movies.
No,
The
they're
problem
not.
is
Terrible.
that
No.
George Lucas wanted to do a romance. If he left the romance out, the movies would be great.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
Yes, they would.
The politics,
Fuck
the
you.
plotting, the
Fuck
action,
you.
they're
They
terrible.
would be great movies.
No,
I'm
they
coming
wouldn't.
over there.
No,
I'm
they
coming
wouldn't.
over there
They're
with
just-
both my fucking claws.
They're just bad. They're just bad.
I'm gonna defeather you.
Okay, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way, boys. Okay, they're not bad movies. They just weren't as good as the first 3.
That's just being old.
Well,
That's
hey,
just you
you know,
guys being old people.
If you ignore the writing, the
old.
directing, the bad visual effects, the nonsensical
Visual effects
story,
were
the
pretty
horrible
great at the time.
characters, then the
Horrible
soundtrack was
characters.
great. You had a great.
Name one bad character besides Jar Jar Binks.
Jar
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 Binks
Binks is
wasn't that
actually the only good character in the Phantom
actually like
Menace.
Jar Jar Binks.
Okay, then name a bad character then.
Qui-Gon
Queen
Jinn,
Amidala?
Princess
Okay.
Amidala,
Oh,
Count
I'm
Dooku,
gonna fucking fight
Mace
you.
Windu.
You are so screwed come fucking end of August, bud. It's you, me, in the back of your fucking yard. I'm fucking decking you shitless.
Look,
You fuck off. No, you don't get to talk about Qui-Gon Jinn. Fuck you.
describe Qui-Gon
you.
Jinn's personality.
Fucking a rebel in a midst of stoic fucking Jedi. He's the only one that went, oh, I see what's gonna fucking happen. I'm gonna order a bunch of fucking clones because they're gonna need the help when,
Jesus.
push comes to shove.
Everybody,
you.
this might have to be the last episode of Twigs Missing Movies because we had Drayfrjg on as our movie expert, and he has just destroyed all of his credibility as
Fuck you. You don't know shit about movies, you cinematically clueless piece of shit.
Everybody hated the prequels. They were
Don't talk about Qui-Gon Jinn in front of me! Fuck you!
I'm sorry, Ushu. I'm sorry, Ushu. I'm sorry for being in the middle of us.
Oh my good. Oh good.
Oh my god.
Breathe.
I
Breathe.
was stuck in the middle.
We might have to have a Star Wars prequel special.
Yeah, I think so.
Breathe.
Breathe in, breathe out,
Breathe out.
breathe in, breathe out.
Breathe out.
You are allowed to have your very wrong opinion.
Look,
You're
I
allowed
heard
to
it.
have your very wrong opinion.
I heard it best explained like
I
this.
could have
The
accepted. I could have
Drink
accepted
some
Queen
water.
Amidala.
Yeah, drink some water.
I could have accepted. I could have
I said
accepted
Queen
Mace Windu. I could have accepted Yoda as bad characters in the prequel, but not Qui-Gon Jinn.
Ow.
Not Qui-Gon Jinn.
We're getting a little off topic here.
We are.
Yeah, you started this.
Okay, well, I got one more thing to say, and I figured the best way I did it. Watching the prequels is like watching The Room. Watching the sequels is like watching Thor 2. Thor 2 is in every way probably better than The Room, but you'd still probably rather watch The Room. Does that make sense?
I disagree with this assessment. Mostly because I really appreciate Thor 2 as a movie for obvious biased reasons.
I do like Thor 2.
And I don't like The Room.
You ain't like The Room?
You
No,
could
I
have
don't like-
said
I
Thor
don't like-
Love and Thunder.
That would have been a better one, yeah.
That would have
Thor
been a
Love-
better one.
Yeah, Thor Love and Thunder probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that one wasn't great.
No, it was
It was fine.
necessary because I mean, I'm still disappointed that we didn't get Ruin King Thor as an answer to what happens at Endgame. It's fine. I'm interested to see where they go with this further, but the fact we didn't get Ruin King Thor, very upsetting for me personally.
Was there even a Marvel movie last year?
There were like several,
Yeah.
Oh.
and they were all bad,
Yeah.
notably bad.
I haven't watched a Marvel movie. I watched, I think the most recent one I watched was Doctor Strange.
Okay, Doctor Strange and the Realm of Madness was really good. I'm glad they're going with this iteration of Doctor Strange because it allows for much cooler Doctor Strange moments, but only if they land those cooler Doctor Strange moments and don't get fuck-ass weird with it.
Well, I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a good job.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If they made this movie today,
casting.
he would. If they made this movie today, Benedict Cumberbatch would have been the Pierce Brosnan role.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
100%, 100%.
I could see that.
And they could have still used Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
Jack
know.
Nicholson could have played the general.
Oh, yeah.
No, keep him as president.
Keep him as...
He made a good president.
Well, it's still it's still accurate.
Yeah.
I did like when, okay, the general guy, I knew he was going to die, but getting shrunk down and stepped on was not,
Squeezed.
it's not my prediction.
That was
Like-
not...
God, it's just like, yeah, how many named characters survived this movie? Not too many.
None that you would have expected to
None
survive.
that actually matter.
I mean, Jim Brown, his
The
character.
old lady survived. That's
The old
what
lady.
always
I
got
like
me.
the old
I'm like,
lady.
what?
I like the
I
old
think-
lady. She was...
I think, though, the worst death in this movie is when the dog dies. That felt
Yeah.
unnecessary.
Well,
That felt personal.
Both of the dogs die.
Okay, but I only care about
there's
one of
also
those
two
two.
birds that die.
Yeah.
I don't care about the Chihuahua. I'll be honest. I don't like Chihuahuas.
Yeah,
I have a vendetta against. I don't have a vendetta
Hi.
against Chihuahuas.
Hi.
What?
What about my chihuahua?
Yours
My
is
toast.
fine.
My toast.
You're fine. It's fine.
Okay.
But on the whole, not a big Chihuahua fan.
Yeah, understandable. They're bitey little bastards.
I was doing door-to-door sales one summer in Texas, and two got loose out of their backyard and chased me through the entire neighborhood. Trying to
Chihuahuas
bite my
actually
ankles.
bite people more frequently than the other breed of dog.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah.
they're just usually minor enough that it doesn't cause hospitalization.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They're like a little tiny thing biting you. It's not gonna matter.
Yep. Yep. God, I mean, how do we even talk about this movie other than just like, because we could just mention
just so much
every
stuff.
crazy scene to do it. It's just like you really just kind of have to see it. Like, what can you say
Yeah.
about it? I mean,
It's like, why would the aliens take apart weird things and put things together? Because they were bored and had fun with it. Why not?
It's a stand-in for ADHD.
yes,
like-
Bentai was so much. Bentai was so talking about all the Vegas locations and like, oh, this
Yeah.
is there. Oh, this doesn't look like that anymore. Oh, they took and boy, they really did. Like the Luxor was. I mean, this movie was way more Egyptian themed. Ow, than the Luxor when I was there in October. Ow! Why are you throwing peanuts at me? Dre, stop throwing peanuts at me. Ow! Why are you doing
He's got
this?
cut his top.
I feel like there's a reason for me throwing peanuts, and I can't remember.
Ow!
I'm sure there's a list
Oh,
of
thank
reasons
you.
for me
Oh,
to throw
okay.
peanuts at you, but you know, I can't
Drink
remember them.
some
I gotta drink some water. Ow! Watch down all these peanuts.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're also looking at what older Vegas, like 90s Vegas. How much of Vegas has remodeled and revamped over the last 20, 30 years?
Pretty much all of
Specifically
it.
because of like modernist exchanging. A
Ow.
lot, exactly. So yeah, the Luxor being way more Egyptian themed back then was probably because
I have to
get
say, at
upsetting.
least Caesar's Palace still looks pretty Greeky. Ancient
pretty
Greek.
creaky.
Greeky. I like the whole. They still have the Fountain of the Gods. I think is awesome.
I haven't ever been to Vegas before, so I'm
I
not
don't
familiar with
remember
all the
much from when I
locations.
went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose and unintentionally because memory bad, or because you
The
were...
memory bad. I remember going to see the Luxor and MGM and Circus Circus. And that was about it.
I want to go see the Orb.
The Orb's pretty cool. I've heard that it's not worth the price to go inside, though.
Oh, absolutely not.
And then maybe if you go to see a concert there, but not just like.
I'm just saying that if I ever get stupid rich, I'm absolutely buying an advertisement placement to put my Orb on there.
Nice.
My Orb, just to fuck with people.
You know what I want on the orb? I want to put like a whole bunch of VTubers on the orb.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
With
That'd
the
be
message,
fun.
anime women are coming for your fucking freedom.
I mean, just having Gaugara, like her giant face in chibi form on it would be great.
Well, Hololive having a baseball game has opened up the opportunity for them to have so many other placements, and the one placement I absolutely want them to be in is NFL. I want them to have a halftime show, and I want them to absolutely fucking kill it and confuse the shit out of every fucking I'm a man kind of man's man. I mean, football enjoyer who gets easily threatened.
No, I just thought of something. I am the orb.
We are all the orb right now. We are so orb.
This is a terrifying notion. If I ever saw a giant Usukie on the big orb in Las Vegas, I think I'd lose my shit. I think I'd lose my shit.
Be amazing. But yeah, I mean, Hololive Night at Dodger Stadium was, by all metrics, a gigantic success.
Yeah,
like it was. Like, the only times that they had higher attendance at Dodger Stadium this year was, like, opening week. And, like, the merch lines were going around the block. And just, like, yeah, it was big. So, yeah.
We have some people in the Draken server whose parents, or grandparents, I can't remember who, had bought Gura merch because they see it as a good luck charm now.
Nice.
They're like, oh, they came back after that anime girl sang that song. Obviously, we need to have them as a good luck charm forever.
Take Me Out to the Ball Game is now a Mandela effect for me because I swear the lyrics were different when I was a kid. Like,
which ones?
Okay, so it's Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Take Me Out to the Crowd is how I remembered it. They say Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Take Me Out with the crowd. And then the line for me always was, for its root for the home team. But now apparently the lyrics are, let me root, like, let me. You don't ask for permission.
Let?
Yes, they all say, let me root for the home team. And it's like...
Why?
And instead of, I don't care if I ever get back, now they say it's, I don't care if I never get back. So it's like, there's a couple words that are different. And I'm like, no, that's not what the words are. But like every Major League Ballpark game that I've been to and seen, they use these new lyrics that are different. And I'm like, am I just Mandela affecting and I just don't remember it wrong? Is it that you just learned it wrong? But I went to so many ball games as a kid.
It's Mandela effect for me as well.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have any strong memories one way or another regarding that. Despite being a baseball kid growing up, I just never committed it to memory.
Well, should we get to predictions?
I think it's time for some predictions. I'm quite impressed.
Okay, well.
I mean, it's not like it's that hard to predict much.
You did pretty good.
You did pretty fucking good. Get that shit up there. There we go.
Well, Jack Nicholson is the president.
Easy
Simple,
win. Easy clap.
Easy green.
Green.
Now, the aliens are initially non-hostile and... I don't think I got these next two right.
Yeah, I think you get the aliens are initially non-hostile right, because they are initially not hostile. But it's so vague.
That one's questionable. It's in a gray area.
It's a vague, so I'll give you a yellow.
It's very
I'll give you a
gray.
yellow.
A yellow? I'll take a yellow on that.
Yeah. Because it's unconditionally vague.
It's not wrong, but it's not right.
It's not wrong, but it's not right. You know, they didn't come here with the best intentions, but they are initially non-hostile.
All right. Stupid humans attack the Martians, leading to them retaliating. I would say no, that didn't really happen.
No.
They tried for peace 3 times.
Yeah.
Technically 4, if you want to count France.
Oh, yeah, France.
Yeah. Now this one was a gimme. I mean,
yeah, it's in the trailer.
Yeah. I think the Big Ben getting destroyed is in the trailer.
Yeah, it is. The Eiffel Tower and I think the pyramids of Egypt.
The
Mount Rushmore gets recarved. Easter Island gets bowled over.
It just feels very personal when they're going to some of these monuments. Like,
why would they go to Easter Island, a tiny little remote island in the middle of the Pacific? We gotta go destroy this tiny little.
There's something
statues.
sticking out of the ground that looks interesting. It's how we originally found it, and we said, let's destroy that thing. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Jack Nicholson as the president is killed during peace talks. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a great scene. Great speech, does the whole thing, brings a tear to their eye, offers his hand, and then is killed by a weird slug thing that has a flag in it.
He was killed by a hand.
he was killed by a hand.
Yeah. But lastly, the Martians win and conquer Earth. That did not happen.
That is wrong.
I don't know why you predicted that.
Why? Because it's because of a black comedy, that's exactly the kind of ending that could happen.
I mean, it could.
So this is Tim Burton, right? This is Tim Burton black comedy. No matter what on a Tim Burton movie, as far as I can remember from all the Tim Burton movies I've watched, they never end in a feel bad way. They don't end in a feel great way all the time, but they never end in a, everybody lost, no one won situation.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, like I said, sometimes you got to take big swings. But 3.5 out of 6.
I would say
not bad.
I'd say this is a successful production.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So I think now this leaves
we got a new segment.
A new segment.
A new segment.
Indeed. I forgot we had a new segment.
Yeah. So, but it actually goes right in with your question that you were going to be asking.
So, Twig, how did you like the movie? And do you, are you glad that you saw it?
Yeah, I'm glad I saw it. I think it was pretty obvious with the way I've been talking about this whole thing. I really, really like this movie. If I had seen this movie when it came out, I have no doubt that it would be in one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, if I had grown up with this movie, I would say this would have ended up being one of my favorite movies of all time. Hard to say that now that I've seen it this late in life, but I still absolutely loved it. So yeah, Mars Attacks, I'm putting right up here in the amazing movie tier.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
So a new segment that we're going to do in here is that we have a Twigs Missing Movies tier list. So up here, which is our S tier, is amazing movie S tier movies. Then our A tier is pretty good, would watch again. After that, we have worth watching once. So, movie, I liked it, glad I saw it. Don't necessarily need to see it again. Next tier down is, yeah, I can see that it's a fine movie, it's well made, but I personally didn't care for it. Then there's just like, this is not a good movie. It's kind of our, D tier. And then we have painful, which is where Major Pain goes.
It has its own category. That's how bad of a movie it is.
Oh, I bet there could be some other movies that reach painful. If other people make me watch more like movies that were nostalgic children's movies from the 90s that I never saw, I bet it could have some. But we got to put the rest of the movies in there. So we'll go in order of what we saw. So Rocky Horror Picture Show. This might piss you off a little bit, Dre, but I'm going to put it in pretty good would watch again.
I mean, as long as you're willing to watch it again, I'm not gonna say or be mad that you don't find it as amazing as I do.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't quite reach S tier movie for me, but it's very good in the. I really liked it.
And you would watch it again. That's what matters. That's what matters to me in that regard. Is that people would watch it again.
Yep. Ghost in the Shell 2. I'm gonna put this firmly in the worth watching once.
Yeah, I think agreed between the two of us.
Yep. Worth seeing. Don't really need to see it again.
No, it's not doing anything groundbreaking.
Last Unicorn is a movie that, again, I think it was a fine movie, but really wasn't for me. Maybe I would have liked it better as a child, but just, I can see what it inspired, but for me, it just didn't work as great. But I see why other people like it, so I think it's a good spot for that. How to Train Your Dragon 2, I would put behind Rocky Horror, but still in pretty good, and I probably will watch it again.
Oh yeah,
I love those DreamWorks animated movies, and
DreamWorks,
I've seen a lot of them.
DreamWorks does good stuff.
Yeah. They do some not so good stuff, but for the most part, I'd say they're pretty consistent. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dirty Dancing, I'm going to put as a fine movie, but not for me as well. Like I said, I can see why other people like it. It was a well-made movie, but just it's ow!
Don't you mean Footloose?
Don't I mean Footloose? Yeah, I mean Footloose. Oh, someone's Rodney. Now he's up there.
Nah.
Why don't you go hang out right here, Rodney? Yeah, you enjoying it right there? Okay, good. What's your favorite movie on the list? Okay.
Me?
Ow!
Oh, you're asking the bird.
Yeah, he's asking. Yeah. Rodney says
my
Footloose.
favorite movie on this list currently? Out of all of those, Mars Attacks.
Yeah, Mars Attacks.
Next would be Rocky Horror.
So your order's probably pretty similar to mine, although you probably
It's
put Dirty
pretty similar.
Dancing higher.
I would actually move Dirty Dancing down one. But
Oh,
I like the
wow.
order of the
Really?
rest of it.
You don't like Dirty Dancing?
No, I've never been a fan of it.
Damn.
Interesting.
Maybe if it had the plot of Footloose.
Right?
I need us to watch Footloose now. So
we do
making
have to watch
dumb jokes.
Footloose now at some point.
So we can stop making these dumbass fucking jokes.
Yeah, well, we don't have to do it right away. There's a lot of movies and a lot of great guests. And if you want to be a guest on
So
Twigs
many-
Missing
Guys,
Movies,
he's got so many
reach
movies.
out to me because there's lots and lots of movies
so
for me
many
to.
movies.
So many movies, but there's no time to watch them all. Twig wants to see them, so I gave Drayfrjg a call. Now I'm bringing all my friends, and together we'll view these. So sit back and relax. It's Twig's Missing Movies. Yeah. How many other VTubers have theme songs? Not many.
I mean, technically, if you have a custom-made opening, it's technically a theme song.
Yeah.
I have one.
Does it have lyrics?
No.
Get you
I
some
can't
lyrics?
sing.
Yeah, neither can I, but I should get
I
it.
can sing better than me.
I know some VTubers that are pretty good singers. Some real good ones out there.
I agree.
Apparently, there's a new HoloLive member who's an amazing singer.
Yes.
It's like Elizabeth.
Yes.
Mm.
Elizabeth, Edge Blood Lane, or something like that. I don't know.
Edgy Blood Lady. Yeah. I get it.
Edgy blood namey thingy
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
All I know is her name's Elizabeth. She sings like a goddess, and yeah, that's it. That's all I know.
That's all he knows. That's all he knows. Well, Usu, thank you for picking this movie.
Yes.
I enjoyed it
You're welcome.
thoroughly.
Thank you for picking this movie. It brought back lots of memories of watching this in art class with my high school teacher, and it's such a good movie. It's just so good.
So I guess the only thing left to do is to say, Ack, 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 ack. I suppose we also need to find a raid target. Let's see here. We know that's on.
Triumph Forks is
Oh
on.
yeah, we love Try. We love Try.
You love Try. I haven't seen Try in a while. I hope they're doing good.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're streaming again. We're gonna head on out, and we'll see you on Sunday on Sunday Dusk for Reign of the Mouse. Usu, is there anything you'd like to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah. I'm doing a charity stream on the 24th. I'm gonna raise money for my local animal shelter, so it goes to support cats and dogs.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna be on the 24th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So
Mark your calendars, folks.
yeah, mark your calendars and get your money and your wallet out and give money to the animals.
And
Also, I get to eat peanut butter and pizza and get Nerf darts thrown at me. So there's rewards.
yes, it starts at noon Pacific time. So
Yes, specific time.
it's like
So it'd
3
be
o'clock
two-
for some of you
two.
people.
2 for
Those of
for
us
me.
in the right time zone.
3 for Eastern. I
Alright,
think.
Nerf darts?
God, not now.
Nerf darts?
No, not now.
Nerf darts?
No, not now.
Nerf darts. All right, and with that, we're going to call this episode done. Everybody have yourself a great night.
Nerf darts?
No,
Nerf darts?
no.
Okay, we're getting out of here because
We
All
gotta go.
right.
Ah!
Bye. Bye, everybody. See you on the next wonderful Twigs Missing Movies. How do I reset my model? I lost my model. I threw it too far.
You can just grab anywhere on screen and move him.
Yeah, but I don't know where it went.
Well, just close VTube Studio. How about?
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause it.